Afternoon, sir. Good evening, classmates. We are the Week 5 reporters, and our report is Creating a Purpose-Driven Organization by Robert E. Quinn and Anjan V. Thakor. First, let us introduce ourselves.
I am Dayan Eusala, Zoning Officer 1 at City Planning and Development Office, LGU Coronadal City, and here with me my partner.
I'm Jennifer Guanzon, Engineer 1 at City Engineering's Office, LGU Coronadal. Before we proceed to our report, let's first present our outline. Outline of the presentation. First one is the article background. Next is the need to study the article, methods, critique on the article, main points in focus, conclusion, and references. First, let's define the meaning of purpose-driven organization. Organizational purpose is more than marketing or communication. It is what your organization stands for. It's how you change from within to achieve something beyond profit, something life-affirming for your employees and your customers. And you have to write a compelling narrative, one that tells the story of your purpose and illustrates how your organization lives and breathes it. Next is purpose can drive the employee engagement and this way increase employee effort and conduct and productivity. Next, it can affect external stakeholder groups and, for example, increase customer satisfaction and loyalty.
For the article background, first, the article talks about how the organization managed when employees are disengaged and underperforming. Employees are important in the success of any organization. According to the article, a great recession happened in 2008 in the DTE Energy Company. At the time, the president knew that he had to get his people devote more of themselves to work.
Second, many managers try new incentives and ratchet up oversight and control, yet often nothing improved. Employees get stuck in a rut, disengaged from their work, and stop performing to their potential. So, managers respond with tighter oversight and control, yet nothing improves.
Third, the important job of a leader is to connect the people to their purpose. By connecting people with a sense of higher purpose, leaders can inspire them to bring more energy and creativity to their jobs. When employees feel that their work has meaning, they become more committed and engaged. They take risks, learn, and raise their game.
Fourth, when an authentic purpose permeates business strategy and decision making, the personal good and the collective good become one. You can align the organization with an authentic higher purpose that intersects with your business interests and help guide your decision. If you succeed in doing this, your people will try new things, move into deep learning, take risks, and make surprising contributions.
Let's now discuss why we need to study the article. First, to build a purpose-driven organization. Creating a purpose-driven workplace is essential for employee engagement and happiness. Employees want to work for organizations that bring meaning to their everyday lives. An organization that is driven by a greater purpose creates value for employees. From the posting, hiring, and onboarding, performance reviews, and exit interview, your company culture of a purpose-driven workplace should always be on display.
Next, to enable overcome the largest barrier to embracing purpose, the cynical transactional view of employee motivation. When organizations embrace purpose, it's often because a crisis forces leaders to challenge their assumptions about motivation and performance and to experiment with new approaches. But you don't need to wait for a dire situation.
There are two methods used in conducting the research of this article. The first one is the qualitative approach, where they conducted extensive interviews with dozens of leaders in different organizations. And the second one is the theoretical model, which refers to the key theories, models, and ideas that exist in relation to the chosen topic. It gives the research direction and set boundaries for the reader.
Next is the critic on the article. First, it is easy to comprehend. The authors explained the article in a simple way and gave examples on how to apply it in the organization to help leaders connect with their employees.
Second, it is very interesting and relatable. We, as employees, struggle with feeling unmotivated and uninspired from time to time. When you lack enthusiasm, a single day at the office can feel like an uphill battle.
Third, it is inspiring. According to the article, when the DTE President Jerry Anderson returned to their headquarters after observing how retired Major General Robles managed his employees, he made a video that articulated his employees' higher purpose. It showed DTE's truck drivers, plant operators, corporate leaders, and many others on the job, and described the impact of their work on the well-being of the community, the factory workers, teachers, and doctors who needed the DTE energy. The first group of professional employees to see the video gave it a standing ovation. When union members viewed it, some were moved to tears. Never before had their work been framed as a meaningful contribution to the greater good. The video brought to life DTE's new statement of purpose. We serve with our energy, the lifeblood of communities and the engine of progress.
Next is the main points in focus. There are 8 essential steps to have a purpose-driven organization. First, envision an inspired workforce. Assess the purpose that drives excellence in your company and imagine how it can permeate the corporate workforce. According to economists, every employer faces the principal agent problem, which is standard economic model for describing an organization's relationships with its workers. Based on the article, Mike Rowe, host of the Discovery Channel, show Dirty Jobs met Curry Mandel while working at Hampton Inn. They had a quick conversation, and while sharing about his work, he said to Rowe that this is not a job, this is my job. I'm glad to have it, and I take pride in everything I do. By hearing that, he can say that Mandel is a purpose driven employee. Instead of minimizing effort as a typical agent would, he takes ownership. The fact that people like him exist is important.
Second, discover the purpose. Use of tactfulness to gain a better understanding of the common needs of your workplace. In the article, they exampled about Deborah Ball, a former dean of the School of Education at the University of Michigan. Like most companies, professional schools experience mission drift. As a new dean, Ball wanted to clarify her organization's purpose so that she could increase employees' focus, commitment, and collaboration to learn and unlearn the organization, as she put it. She interviewed every faculty member. She expected to find much diversity of opinion, and she did, but she also found surprising commonality, what she called an emerging story about the faculty's strong desire to have a positive impact on society.
Third, recognize the need for authenticity. Employees detect hypocrisy. An example of this is the 9/11 attack located in the Twin Towers in New York. The company felt the full brunt of the terrorist attack. Jimmy Dunn, soon to lead the firm's executive team, learned that over one-third of Sandler's people, including its top 2 executives, were dead, and the company's physical infrastructure was devastated. As the crisis unfolded, despite the exceptionally heavy demands of attending to business, Dunn made the decision that a Sandler partner would attend the funeral of every fallen employee, which meant that he attended many funerals. As a result of witnessing so much suffering, he began to realize that the purpose of his firm was not only to satisfy customers and create shareholder value, but also to treat employees like valued human beings. If your purpose is authentic, people know because it drives every decision and you do things other companies would not, like paying the families of dead employees.
Fourth, turn the authentic message into a constant message. Look for permanent solutions that ensure commitment. Miola, a recently retired head of U.S. consumer operations at Bank of America, emphasized operational skills and leadership in employee training and development. And he brought that focus to every conversation, every decision, every problem his team faced, always asking, will this make us better operators? He says. When you hold it constant like that, when you never waver, and amazing things happen. The purpose sinks into the collective conscience. The culture changes and the organization begins to perform at a higher level. Processes become simpler and easier to execute and sustain. People start looking for permanent solutions rather than stopgap measures that create more efficiencies through process variation.
Fifth, stimulate individual learning. Implement structures that help employees to reflect on the corporate purpose and be part of it. Employees actually want to think, learn, and grow. By helping employees understand the relationship between the higher purpose and the learning process, leaders can strengthen it.
6. Turn mid-level managers into purpose-driven leaders. They are the backbone of the company. To build an inspired, committed workforce, you'll need middle managers who not only know the organization's purpose but also deeply connect with it and lead with moral power. That goes way beyond what most companies ask of their mid-level people.
Seventh, connect the people to the purpose. Explain how employees' daily activities are connected to the corporate purpose. Our best illustration again comes from KPMG, where employees were encouraged to share their own accounts of how they were making a difference. This evolved into a remarkable program called the 10,000 Stories Challenge. It gave employees access to a user-friendly design program and invited them to create posters that would answer the question, what do you do at KPMG? While capturing their passion and connecting it to the organization's purpose. KPMG had found a brilliant way to help employees personally identify with its collective purpose.
8. Unleash the positive energizers. Identify and support the employees in the firm who naturally inspired others. Every organization has a pool of change agents that usually goes untapped. We refer to this pool as the network of positive energizers. Spread randomly throughout the organization are mature, purpose driven people with an optimistic orientation. People like Cory Mundell and at Hampton Inn. They naturally inspire others. They're open and willing to take initiative. Once enlisted, they can assist with every step of the cultural change. These people are easy to identify, and others trust them.
And for the conclusion, people who find meaning in their work don't hoard their energy and dedication. They give them freely, defying conventional economic assumptions about self interest. They grow rather than stagnate. They do more and they do it better. By tapping into that power, you can transform an entire organization.
And lastly, these are our references. And that would be all. Thank you.